doing? Okay, I can see. I think. Maybe I can't. There is. What is going on? Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining. I hope you all had a great day today. All the things, all the things. um, don't forget, if you're here, just say hi in the chat so I know that you're here. I can say hi like always. If you're new to my channel, just say hi. Hey, lady, welcome. Hi, Kennedy. Thank you guys for joining. I hope you have your drinks, because what would a wind down be without something to drink? Oh man, yeah. Today was good. It was good. It was good. Don't judge me. I'm about to have water too. Girl, you need a hot toddy. I'm gonna send you the recipe so that way you can nip that in the bud, put on some hot socks, put some Vicks on you, and you should be better in no time. But I do have water with me too because my throat is a little dry for some reason. So, but of course I have my wine. I'm gonna go ahead and just get started with the wine because man, it's time. This one is a Chardonnay from Sonoma. It's a 2020, 13.5% alcohol. So yeah, it's got a little something to it. You've got water tonight, no Sunny D, huh? Dang, I hate twist tops. Man, I'll be in here struggling. Let's see. Can I do it? Jesus. Like always, I'm going to struggle for a minute. I don't know why I can't open these. Part of me want to take the damn corkscrew and just screw through it, but I ain't going to do it. Oh, man. Now the world has seen me struggle. All right, I'm back. Got it open. Using my stemless wine glass tonight. That pour. Something about the sound of pouring wine is just, it's a beautiful sound to me. Let's see. Let's go ahead and, oh, it smells nice. Okay, let's see if it tastes as good as it smells. It's a little sweet for my liking, but it's not terrible. But definitely sweet. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna drink it, I guess. I'll drink it, but it's definitely a lot sweeter than I prefer. Let's see the tasting notes. Doesn't have the notes on here. Oh well. Oh well. But no, it's a little sweet. I can pull them up real quick because Total Wine and More and I have a very good relationship with each other. So it doesn't take much for me to pull that up real quick. Just got to go to my purchases. Oh, see, they over here trying to get me to buy stuff already. Talking about save 20% on this. Save this on that. I think I buy a lot of wine, guys. But anyway, let's get into it. Like I said, I hope you guys all had a good day today. I'm getting ready to jump right in because I don't know, something about people and the independence, and I'm independent this, and I don't need nobody, and it's just like it bugs me. I hate hearing people say that. Um, it's definitely, I'm not going to say toxic, but it is definitely, I want to say, not a good way of thinking if you want to find somebody, and it is hard to bring yourself out of that. So, like, say for instance, when women are just like, oh, I don't need no man, blah 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 blah, all I need is my friends. Well, see, you're just showing that you need somebody, so you're not independent. You still need people. But it just drives me crazy when I hear that, because we all need people, we all need each other for something. So it's just one of those where it's like, the more that you understand it, the more that you can bring yourself out of stating that. And I don't think people really understand the difference between the dependencies, independence, hyper independence, and interdependence. And just going through my own journey of becoming better and more well-rounded, things like that, it was something that I really had to understand and break down as well. I was never one of those people that, like I said, I've said on plenty of times doing this, that I've never said that I wanted to be independent. I want to be self-sufficient, yes, and there's a really big difference. But between the dependencies, there is a big difference as well. People that they want to be independent, they have like this pursuit of happiness, of achieving their own self-fulfillment, things like that. They don't have where they feel like they can rely on people, so they're very self-reliant. When they have problems going on, they go to themselves, to figure out how they're going to get through it, things like that. Over self-sufficiency, so they just believe in relying on themselves without assistance to get things done. Self-direction. Uh, they're non-compliant in some ways, and I kind of believe with that, because it's just like, to be independent, you really have to be one of those people that's just like, yeah, you dance to the beat of your own drum. So it's like, other things that people are telling you, you just don't kind of fall in line with it. So I maybe it is. I'm not going to say it's toxic. I feel like people use that term a little too loosely and in the wrong context. So I don't want to use that word for it. But those are just some of the ways that people are independent. Uh, I know for myself, with going through my own, I guess, journey to self-awareness, to becoming, a better person. I've, I was, I was told that I am more of a hyper independent, which is not something that I want to be, something I'm proud to be, but it is one of those things. And for people that don't know what hyper independence is, it's characterized by individuals' excessive self reliance and avoidance of seeking help. It can stem from past, often pervasive traumatic experience. These experiences may range from neglect and emotional abuse to more overt forms of trauma, like physical violence or loss. Um, and these are some of the signs of people who are hyper independent, in relationships as well. Some are loners. They don't, outside of their partner, they don't have any, friends, and they don't really talk to their family, things like that. They just, they're to themselves. They don't ask for help. That is one of my biggest problems, not asking for help. And part of it is because for one, if I ask for help and it's like you have to think too hard about it, it's just like, never mind, I do it myself. uh Hearing, you know, I don't know, that is a form that will have me just like, okay, I'll do it myself. Or if they're, like I've been in situations where it's like, okay, we're both aware of a situation going on and you don't offer, I'm automatically just going to be like, okay, well, history has shown that you haven't even said, okay, let me do this. So I'll just take it on my own. And that is, it's become such a problem to the point where it's just like I stress myself out over getting things done. So learning to, I guess you can say, not really delegate, but understand that I don't have to be the only person to do things sometimes. And one of the biggest things that does make you strong, because I've always, because like I said, I've been so hyper independent for so long that I always felt like asking for help was a sign of weakness. And it's not. And of course, I had to learn that and accept that and really believe it. So I feel like I'm getting better with that one. They do most of the work. So, the division of chores in a household may be skewed, where you aren't responsible for much, things like that. They don't mind doing the work. In most cases, people who are very hyper independent are going to take on the majority of tasks. And while it might not affect them immediately, it does still affect them. And then they tend to blow up once they feel like, okay, I'm overextended. Uh, a lot of hyper independent people are quiet and reserved. They don't talk to, people about their feelings. They kind of shy away from people. They're not open to meeting new people, because they're trying to protect themselves. They become stressed out often. I will say, my goodness, that is the absolute truth. And it it sucks because you're not only stressing yourself out, but you're stressing out other people because you are so OCD about getting things done. You don't feel like you can depend on people. And that is one of the biggest things that, people who are hyper independent um, tend to fall on. And with me, that was one of the, the biggest things that I had to discuss with my therapist and everything. And I feel like the biggest thing that I learned when we talked about this particular, situation was, and it's funny because when you're in therapy, you just, a good therapist is going to let you talk and then stop, ask questions, and have you dig further. And normally you're answering, what you need a lot of the time while you're talking. And we were talking about me, being stressed out so much and why am I so stressed and things like that. And the more I explained, the more I was able to, and the one thing she stopped me with when we were talking about my stress is when I said, things aren't fair. And then, when she made me break it down even more, she said, well, fair doesn't always mean equal. And the more we talked, the more it was one of those where, especially in relationships. So I think that's where a lot of us as women, whether you're hyper independent or not, we tend to make this wrong decision with. Now, sometimes it's just, it really isn't somebody there helping. So in that case, it's one of those where it's just like you have no choice but to be hyper independent, which is what's, made me such a hyper independent person. I didn't have somebody I could rely on. So that's what brought on, was the traumatic situation that stemmed, my hyper independence. But when you're in a relationship where you actually have somebody you can depend on and you don't, of course that brings the stress. But when you break it down even further, it's, it's a situation where when you have a team, you're not going to have the weakest, player playing a position where the stronger person can. So you're always going to have your stronger people, do what they're best at, and you play people based on their skill level. So in relationships, it's like, okay, say for instance, you both like going on vacations, but one person is better at planning vacations than the other person. You're not going to have the person that can't plan vacations, more efficiently, economically, things like that, plan the vacations, because guess what? It's not going to get done the right way. So, of course, that person. So, a lot of the time, we tend to stress ourselves out because we're trying to look at it as, oh, well, I did this and I did that, and that was my thing. Oh, well, I don't want to do this, and I don't want to be the only person doing that. And it's like, well, okay, maybe you're better at that, so why are you complaining? You still want to do it. You're still going to have it done. What are you tripping on? So when it was broken down like that, and you really have to believe it. It's not just, oh, I hear you and let it go. You really have to believe in it. You have to know, okay, well, I can pat myself on the back. I'm really good at this. So let me just do it. And you just do it and you move on. It's like, at the end of the day, do you want to be happy or do you want to be stressed? So when, I thought about it from that aspect, I did just want to be happy. So, it kind of helped out with the whole stress situation. Guess I'm gonna have a sip of this very sweet wine. Other people, people that are hyper independent as well, they don't have many close friends. I will say, previously, I didn't have a lot of close friends because I wouldn't let people in. So for me now, having my circle that I have, it makes me happy. It makes me proud that it's just like, okay, I see, you know, as I like to say, growth. And I'm making progress on becoming the person that I want to be. So, me having my close friends now is a big deal, and I like to let my friends know that I care about them and I love them. Things like that. They avoid certain types of people. People who are hyper independent stay away from people that love drama or needs, too much attention on, like negative attention. Like it's always something wrong. I don't like that. I don't like that. And yeah, I'm going to save that for another day. um, People who are over, hyper independent, here's some tips to help you do better so that way you stop one, because it is a form of self-sabotaging. So stop self-sabotaging your relationships. I mean, seriously, I'm telling you from experience, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't help. It hurts in more ways than one. So one of the, few of the ways that you can do that is asking for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. And I really had to accept that. And it was, like I said, it was a very hard pill for me to swallow because I was so hyper independent for so long. And I really did have myself to rely on a lot of the time. I thought asking for help was a sign of weakness, and it's not. So the more I ask for help in certain ways or when I need it, it does make me feel a lot less stressed. I am just like, okay, I've been a lot more carefree. I've been a lot more happier. And it shows because I don't look, man, you could see the stress on me. Now I'm just like, it is what it is. It's all going to work out or it won't. And some shit will blow up. So it is what it is. Um, have a safe circle or support system. I know that, and I'm not like, I don't overshare with people, but I do have a certain, amount that it's just like sometimes I just need to bounce ideas off of people and, talk to, my friends. And I my circle is very small and we're very close knit and we genuinely care about each other. So we can come to each other with certain things and, get it off our chest and make it happen. So you definitely want to have people that you can confide in and rely on to help you get through things. And again, ask for, for help. Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining. I hope you have a drink. I am drinking a Chardonnay. It's very, very, well, I'm not going to say it's very, very sweet, but it's a lot sweeter for me. So I'm drinking it. I won't have any more, but I'm drinking it. It's not my favorite, but someone to enjoy it. And find people you can trust. That's a hard one, but you can tell people. I feel like I can see people's heart, a lot faster than most, like just by action. So I can tell a lot of the time. And then, it's one thing I did have to learn too. Even when someone hurts you, it doesn't always make them a bad person. A lot of the times when people are hurting people, it's because, of trauma that they haven't dealt with as well. That doesn't mean you have to have them in your life, but it doesn't always make them a bad person. And then sometimes there are just people who are just bad people. But not everyone that hurts you is a bad person. They just weren't meant to be in your life. And I had to learn that, myself. So definitely do not just feel like, oh, everybody that hurts you is a bad person, because not all of them are. And talk to a therapist. That is like the biggest thing I can always push for is therapy. I'm like the biggest advocate for that right now. And at first, I'm not going to lie. When it was suggested to me that I go to therapy, I was offended because I was like, I'm not crazy, but you don't have to be crazy to go to therapy. And therapy has been one of the best things. Once I really took it serious, it's been one of the best things that happened to me. And no, I'm not perfect. Yes, I still have days. I have moments. I have times where I just have to cry sometime because, well, for one, I'm a crybaby. And two, sometimes you just gotta, let that stress out somehow. And sometimes you don't always have to talk to people. Sometimes you just really just need a good cry. So once I cry, it's done. And then I'm okay. And don't try to do everything. Like I did a load of laundry, I think a week ago. I ain't folded it up. It's still in the same laundry bag from when I did it. And I'm okay with that. Old me would have been beating myself up about that laundry sitting in the bag for a week. And I'm just like, it is what it is. It's there. It's clean. Nobody died. So, don't try and do everything. Stuff happens. Life is going. Life is lifing. And sometimes you have to give yourself a break from always, doing so much. I mean, seriously, just don't try and do everything. Embrace life, have fun, enjoy life as much as possible. And that helps too. And remember, take it one day at a time. Like I use my calendar on my phone. That kind of helps alleviate some of my stress so I can see. But again, I really took using a written planner as well a lot more serious too, because on Sundays I write out that week. So I'm very, I've gotten into a really good habit of writing out that week so I can visually see as well. And then I get the reminders on my phone that, oh, okay, on this day I have this. And I make sure that everything kind of cross references and that kind of good stuff. So that way, one, it has really eliminated a lot of stress because I'm not thinking. It's like if somebody says, oh, let's do this, it's just like, and yes, I have moments where it's like, fuck, I had the wrong date, or I still didn't do this the right way. And it's just like, oh, well, I'm not going to beat myself up over it. And I used to do that a lot and it was bad. So just remember, take it one day at a time. Be thankful that you woke up that morning and enjoy life and value, the importance of just being in that day, being in the moment, because You're not going to get that day again. Now we're going to go into interdependence. And I don't want people to think interdependence is codependence, because it's not. Codependence is something that's like, that is truly toxic. So let's not even think that. Interdependence is, it suggests that partners recognize and value the importance of the emotional bond they share while maintaining a solid sense of self. Good Lord, my tongue got tied on that one. That was a lot of S's. A solid sense of self within the relationship dynamic. This, I kid you not, when she broke this one down to me, I was like, this is exactly what he has always, wanted, for our relationship. So now that I am in a healthy situation, it is a lot that I had to, really learn and see for myself, because it's like, I think a lot of people, and this is exactly how this came to play. I needed that form of myself while still, because I'm still somebody's mama. I'm always be somebody's mama, and it is what it is. While I value my relationship, I had to value myself as well. And this gave me so much to help me say, okay, I love myself. I need myself as much as, everything else needs me. So, when you break down interdependence, so I'm just going to explain, because a lot of people think interdependent, codependence. No, they're not the same. Codependent relationships include things like, no boundaries, people pleasing behavior, being reactive. That was something I used to really be bad at. And I've definitely worked, because feelings aren't facts. I'm gonna create a whole, thing on feelings not being facts, because that is something you really have to understand. Um, Unhealthy and ineffective communication, manipulation, difficulty with emotional intimacy, controlling behaviors, blaming each other, low self-esteem for one or both partners, no personal interests or goals outside the relationship. So let's just get that whole, it's not in, that's not interdependent, that's codependency. And you never want to be codependent on someone, because you will lose yourself so fast, in a codependent relationship. uh Interdependent relationships, they have healthy boundaries. It's like, okay, look, you already know, I'm just using my what I got right here going, on Wednesdays I have this. So Wednesdays from 8 to 9, maybe 9:30, and on some days when it just goes a little over, this is what I'm doing. When I have events, it's like, okay, well, I've got, a wine thing to do. Like, I went to one last night, which is why my Total Wine bag is here. I went to, I really wanted to do this. I went to a champagne class, and I did vlog a little bit. You feel like this is a class? Well, it's not. I'm just kind of helping people that, you know, you know. Well, good. I'm glad you're learning. Sometimes people don't know this stuff. But I took a champagne class yesterday, and it was actually really fun. I tried 8 different champagnes, and I did post them yesterday. So if you saw my stories, oh, they're probably gone now. If you saw my stories yesterday, you got to see each one that I tried. But I learned a lot. So I didn't take not a one note, but I did record some stuff, and I'm going to get that together soon. But yeah, so that was fun. So, just having your own thing going on. Active listening. Oh my gosh, I was talking to one of my friends about that, and she wasn't complaining, but she was kind of venting about her partner telling her that she listens to response. And I laughed. I didn't laugh at her, but I laughed at it, because I was saying the same thing in therapy once, where I was just like, you know, the whole listening to respond. Well, that is what a conversation is. You listen to respond. However, there is a healthy way to do it. And I feel like just, based off of the, a few of the things that I've learned, like with different strategies and whatnot, is listening to respond also means sometimes repeating back to the person. So what you're saying to me is, and, going from there, and that's how you become a more healthy responder. So, yeah, taking time for your personal interest, uh, taking personal responsibility for behaviors, creating safety for each other to be vulnerable in. That is a huge one because, again, I am a very sensitive person. So, um, engaging and responding to each other, and having a healthy self esteem. Um, that one is a big one. And I think a lot of people struggle with that because we all have days where we don't feel our best. Um, we all have days where we just don't feel our best. So it's like you have to really be your biggest cheerleader. And sometimes when you're not feeling it, you got to fake it. And I just, I don't know how many people have that same issue, but I know I do a lot of the time. So guess what? I'm going to fake it and I'm going to be okay with it. And I'm not tripping on it. um, and being approachable with each other, that makes a big, deal. It's like if your partner comes to you and you're just like all the time, that does make it a bit hard to have, a good conversation as well. Um, One of the biggest things, like I said, and I try to be as vulnerable as I can when I'm doing this, is knowing what matters to you. Thank you. Um, that is one of the biggest things that I can always say to do for yourself. Know what matters to you. Yes, your relationships matter, with your kids, your family, your partner, things like that, but you matter as well. And you have to, a lot of the time, think, I have to put myself first. And, it's my therapist used the whole airplane theory, when you get on the plane and they're going through the safety feature, and they tell you put the mask on yourself first and then help, the other person that's with you, because you can't help someone else if you're not helping. Good, Dre. Welcome. You can't help somebody else if you can't, you're not taking care of yourself. So, always think about that and know that, like I said, you matter first. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. And I have, oh my gosh, the way that I can say that I definitely do that now. And it's like, if you say no, okay, it is what it is. I'm not about to sit here and feel all, down about it. It's like, okay, I might ask again tomorrow. But, don't be afraid, because it's just like, what's the worst that can happen? You say no. Well, you say no. Guess what? I'm going to go find something else to do. Period. It is what it is. And spending time with, family and friends, that is one of the, biggest things. And I try to do it as much as possible. Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I just be so busy with things that it's like I try to make the effort, and then it's just like the time just goes so damn fast. And next thing you know, it's just like I ran out of day. I literally ran out of day. But I've done a lot better with, making that time and trying to do things. And lately I've noticed I've had more time on weekdays to do things than I do on weekends, because, with the little one, my time is, it's like, here comes sports, and my goodness, like right now, I know I'm about to go out of one sport and go into another. So it's just like, okay, and it's holiday time, and it's like, now it's that time where it's just like, okay, I'm about to be busy for the next like 5-6 months, and it's going to be insane. And continue to, like, these are my, my things to have, better relationships, not only with yourself, your partner, things like that, but just, in general, it makes you happier. but can always continue to pursue your personal goals. I root for everybody that, it's just like, because we all need a cheerleader. I root for everyone. I'm not one of those people that's just like, you know, I'm all about myself. I love supporting people, and that's just what it is. Oh, and I don't know if you guys did, see that episode I did with my niece, but I did make it to my waxing appointment. And I did great. I did really great. I did not cry, and I didn't react how she said, some other people have reacted with, their waxings. And I was very proud of myself. And she had a scrub. Well, she has a scrub. And my goodness, when I say it is absolutely amazing, my skin has never been so soft before in my life. And I'm going to link her. Man, I'm telling you, I was proud of myself. I was really proud. I think the majority of it was what I built up in my head, but I did really good. I'm so proud of myself. But this scrub, y'all, I'm going to link it in the description of this video, because my skin, when I say my skin is soft as hell, I am like, my goodness, yes. So y'all got to order it. And I think, I got the vanilla scrub, and this was one of her holiday ones, but this one was absolutely amazing. So I'll definitely be going back and doing it again. Yeah, I do love it. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. And it smells good. So once I'm done with my shower and I put my baby oil on, I'm like, oh, I smell delicious. So yeah, so I'm adding that to my list of things to do for myself, because I did enjoy it. It was nice to have that self-care, and it didn't take very long. So I'm like, yep, but I may have to do it on a Saturday another time. So, but yeah, I did enjoy doing it, and definitely worth it. So yes, that one's added to my list of things to do for myself. um, Man, I just said, I'm going to add that to my list, but make time for your hobbies and interests. I need to make more time to bowl as well, because I didn't realize how much I missed it until I started doing a league with my little guy. It's like a parent and kid league, and I'm actually having fun out there. And it was so funny because self-care is so important. You hit that right on the head, especially when you're busy. You have to take those moments to just be like, And I tell people all the time, self-care doesn't always mean, you got to go spend a gajillion dollars and go get, a $300 massage. Sometimes self-care is going to Starbucks, hitting up Home Goods, going to Target, Bath and Body Works. And that could be, I had looked up one day, and it, man, all the time, like, it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't always have to be some extravagant situation. Just make some time for yourself, and not a chore, because that's not self-care. Well, sometimes it is self-care if you're just by yourself. You get to walk up and down every aisle, and that's when the moments when I come home with shit that was not on the list. So sometimes that can't be a form of self-care. So I take that back. But like going to pay bills, that's not self-care. That's not self-care. Please get that out your head. That's not something that you're doing for you. That's something you're doing for everyone else as well. So no, that's not self-care. Go and just be like, I'm going to go watch this movie by myself. Date yourself. Take care of yourself. So yes, do that. Don't worry about what somebody else is going to think because you by yourself. I enjoy myself sometimes, a lot of the time. So just do it, because if you don't enjoy you, ain't nobody else going to enjoy you, because you don't even know you. So yeah. And don't be afraid to say no. That is one of the biggest things I'm learning. My self-care is shopping and pampering myself all the time. Yes. I've always got my hair, nails, and feet done no matter what. I will give you with the, the nails and feet. My goodness. At first I was doing it myself. Man, say that again. I love me some me. See? Let's go, ladies. That's what I'm talking about. I was doing my nails myself, and that's partially because I got stuck in the whole COVID situation, and I was just like, man, there's no nail shops open. Then COVID allowed us to go back out again. And when I say these prices were absolutely insane, I was just like, yeah, I'm not about to keep paying, damn near $200 for a mani pedi. This is stupid. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna go back to doing my nails myself. And then eventually I was just like, I am tired of this. Like, I want somebody else to do this for me. I don't want to do this myself. I mean, sure, if I need a quick change and I don't have time to go and do it, then yeah, I'll do that myself. But I enjoy that hour to myself, letting somebody else take care of my nails. All I do is pick out my color. I sit there and I'm chilling and letting them. She said I was going through the back door during COVID. Man, they wasn't trying to let us in, and then you had to make an appointment. And sometime the person that you want was booked up like weeks in advance because again, people going through the back door. So it was just like, my gosh. And then I just couldn't grasp paying $200 for my nails. I said no. Like when I went back and I'm like, I got the same thing like no, and y'all see, I don't get my nails real long. So it's just like, okay, a little bit more I can understand. But when that lady hit me with that 120, I was like, wait, what? For what? I don't got no design. Like it ain't nothing fancy going on. It's just a color in. I'm like, what? I was like, oh no, I can't do this. This is what I'm not gonna do. So yeah, I was just doing it myself. And now I'm like, I look forward to going and sitting in that chair and letting them do that. And sometimes I'm gonna pay the extra $10 so they can rub my feet a little longer because guess what? It feels good and I like it. So it's worth the extra $10 to have them rubbing on my feet a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. So yes, go date yourself. Go have a drink somewhere. And I'm gonna be more diligent about making sure that I go to places and shooting where yes, okay, let me show more places where people can go grab a good drink. And I'm not gonna just do it in one area. I have a list that so once a month I'm gonna go start doing this and compiling it so people can, see the ambiance and see, the menu and, feel the vibe, things like that. Because my goodness, I tell you, you can have a good drink and some appetizers and be happy. Or at least that makes me happy. So no, definitely go to the movies, take yourself golfing. Like I went bowling a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. Yeah, I went bowling by myself and I had a good time. And it was just me and my bowling ball. And I was my bowling balls and I was happy. So definitely. And don't be afraid to say no sometimes. It is okay to say no. And that was a hard one for me because I never wanted to not make, but sometimes I just can't. Well, thank you. No, seriously, don't be afraid to say no. You know what? Go see the new Mean Girls. I'm going to see it too. I took myself to go see the Barbie movie by myself, and I enjoyed every bit of it. And I'm going to see Beyonce like a couple times, even because one of those times I got to go by myself because I just need to be able to, have that moment where ain't nobody sitting there. Because I feel like I miss stuff when I'm with people too. So yes, and don't shrink your light for anybody. Don't dim your light at all. That was one of the things that I will say I used to do with people was, constantly feeling like I had to shrink myself for others. Don't do that. Don't do that at all because it does take away from your value and it does take away from your self-esteem. So don't do that. There is nobody out there that is you, that is like you. You're special and you have to, remind yourself that, like I said, I affirm myself every morning, every morning. And it does help. I'm dimming my light because the neighbor keeps trying to borrow money. Just say no. Didn't you hear me? It's okay to say no. Just say no. No, no, no. We practicing. Everybody say no. I want to see no in the chat right now. No, no, no. It's okay to say no. You don't always have to say yes. You don't always have to feel obligated. And you do, no, see, that's even a bigger reason to say no. They don't know you. Why they asking for stuff already? Jesus, that's funny. Be like, nah, man, I ain't got it. Let me borrow $10. How about that? But no, it's okay. Exactly. Hell no. No, it's okay to say no. No sometimes makes you feel good because no, like I'm all for doing a whole lot, but sometimes I'm like, no, I don't want to. And now I'm learning to say no without feeling the guilt of it. Because no, I just don't want to. Period. So yes. Oh, but now I feel good. I'm happy about that one. So yeah, I really hope, I can help somebody today. And yeah, I'm happy. I feel like that was a good one. That was a really good one. And you know, again, if you are watching the replay of this, I don't know why I have my hands in my pocket. Oh, you guys, I wore a dress yesterday. And I didn't know it had pockets when I bought it. And I went to go, fix myself a little bit, and it had pockets in the dress. When I say I was happy, the small things, the little joys, I had pockets in my dress. I was so happy. The joy that it brought me to have pockets in my dress were just amazing. I even had to tell my daughter, I was like, I got pockets on my dress. But yeah, again, remember, love yourself, make time for yourself, you know, say no, hell no if you need to, and just live life. Live life. Be happy about life because you woke up. You woke up today. And yeah. But thank you guys again for joining me tonight. Um, I'm really happy to be here, and I do not ever take this, lightly, having people join me on here weekly. Don't forget to hit the like button. I hope you guys have been seeing all the content I've been putting up too. I've been going crazy with putting up content lately and having a lot of fun doing it, and gonna shoot some more stuff for sure this week and get that out. So yeah, Wine Snob will be out officially next Thursday. So I talked about it a couple weeks ago. I didn't hold myself accountable with actually shooting it like I wanted to. And now I am saying it here to hold myself accountable. Next Thursday will be the official date for Wine Snob to drop. So, yes, next Thursday. Be ready. Thank you, Micah. You guys have a good night. Again, don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done so already. And I will see you next week.